All right. Okay. Can everyone hear me? Assuming anyone is there at the moment. Hello, Harp. Yes, this is my voice, by the way. Hello, everyone. Or rather, everyone who is here at the moment. I'm just going to change the settings a bit on the comments so that every 10 seconds it should do whatever, and live chat. Let's do every 10 seconds. Can everyone hear me okay? Hey, it's Crow. How you doing, man? And awesome, Harp can hear me. In case you're wondering, I do not have my camera on, and that is because I don't want to exactly reveal my face just yet. I am saving that for a very, very, very special event. When I can be very much more so famous, and then people would actually notice if I went missing. That's why I don't want to reveal my face just yet, for safety precautions. Does that make sense to everyone? And don't worry, I changed it that every 10 seconds you guys are able to reply. Alrighty. Alrighty. You guys still here? Well, clearly, you guys are still here. What am I saying? I can clearly see that you guys are still here. So, yeah, let's begin already, since I think we've waited a little bit long enough. I will answer any questions that you guys have. After all, this is a Q&A. So let's begin. Give me any sort of questions you guys have about me. Anything goes. I started my project at the age of, I'm pretty sure it was 14 around, when I was still in middle school. And you know what? Yeah, it very much helped me around to very much develop my project. Thunder Kid at all is doing very well. I've already finished the script for the first comic, and thankfully, I'm so far working on the rest of it. I need to do paneling, but sadly, that will have to be delayed a little bit because I had some pretty sad difficulties during that, where, not to point fingers, but somebody had destroyed my work. Yeah, it was not a very pleasant event that happened, and I'm still waiting for a replacement to this day. So that's one question answered. Harp, do you have anything you want to ask? My goals and plans for the future. That's a very good question. It definitely involves replacing Hollywood right now, because Hollywood has gone to absolute crap right now with all their really terrible agendas and their really terrible work right now. And not just replacing Hollywood. To be exact, my goal is to bring original, fun, entertaining stories while righting the wrongs of the mainstream media, because they are destroying just everything we love. And it's very disappointing to see that all happen right before my very eyes. So someday, uh, with all the hard work that I have for myself, I want to be one of the people to fix that. Someday that'll happen. Mark my words. I will save entertainment. Maybe not by myself, but definitely at all. That is my plan for the future. I was expecting more people to come. Thank you, Harp. It really means a lot to me that you feel that way. And hell, it means a lot to me that you even came at all. Anyways, another one of my friends should be coming soon. Yeah, it is a pretty big goal, but someone has to do it. If not, then yeah, I'd say we're screwed in terms of the entertainment industry. Instead, we're gonna have to rely on. I mean, it's not a bad thing to rely on Japan, but it's America. It's America. We gotta make our own stuff sometimes. Otherwise, what's really the point of being the major capital in marketing? Land of the free, yo. So yeah, that's a very important goal, and even if it will honestly be hard to get to, someone's got to succeed in doing it. And if not me, then I really don't know who else. Oh, schnitz. There we go. Give me a minute. Sorry about that. Anyways, yeah, yeah, you're definitely right about that, Harp. It's not going to be an easy goal, but I think it's a goal worth fighting for nonetheless. Anyways, any other questions you guys have? While I try to make sure that people that I invited can make it. To be fair, yeah, I'm even if I do have a 500 followers at the moment, it's not likely that all of them have rang the notification bell. Sad, but it is what it is. How am I? I'm doing pretty good actually. Got me some Pure Life water right here. I usually go for Poland Spring, but Pure Life isn't bad water. Not sponsored. It's pretty good. In fact, I'm going to have some right now. Good water. And you know what? I think I'll while I wait for a couple of guys more to come. I suppose I can give my opinions on water. Would you guys even be willing to hear me talk about water for a bit? I mean, that's assuming. Okay, I'll take that as a yes. Okay, so water, very important for us, important for us all. Water is comprised of the element of H2O, as we know. Water is not always made equal. In fact, did you know that New York style pizza, the reason why it's so good is because of the water in New York? I'm not making this up. It is actually has to do with the water in New York City. That's what makes New York pizza so good. They're probably using Poland Spring. Which, by the way, I love Poland Spring. I grew up on the water. Very good stuff. What I really don't understand, though, is all those people saying that they've made smart water. Like, how do you make smart water? Like, what the hell even is smart water? Have I been to New York? Harp, I live in New York. In fact, it's quite the place to be, depending on where you are. Luckily, I grew up in a very good neighborhood. Still kind of live there. It's very nice people. My neighborhood, they'll just like no matter who you are or what your background is. I live in a neighborhood where, as I said, no matter what your background is, who you are, they'll stand up for you, man. They're great people. I wouldn't be surprised, Harp. But yeah. All right. So, anyways, I was talking about water. Water, water, water. And yeah, it's pretty good stuff. And yeah, I like Cold Spring. It's great water. Pure Life I'm drinking right now. It's good stuff. Not bad. As I said, I'm really skeptical of those smart waters, especially of Fiji water. Like, I get you guys want to sell your water, but like, why for like $5? Has anyone noticed that like those like really fancy waters are like $5? I mean, I'm not sure if Crow here would actually be would be familiar with that topic. But here in America, water can be very expensive. Oh my god, like especially bottled water. It's scary, man. Inflation is a scary thing. Anyways, oh, sorry, I thought I heard something. Uh, so let's see. Hey, Harp, you wouldn't mind retweeting my live stream, would you? Or for any of you guys in the chat. Awesome, thank you. Because it does kind of feel a little bit awkward just talking with just the two of you, and you guys aren't really commenting all that much. I tend to be a sucker for a reaction. I mean, that's basically the human biology working. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so let's see who else I can probably pull here. Just going to actually wait a minute. I know a few people. Superman or Goku? That's a good question. That's a good question, Crow. Um, Personally, I grew up with Superman. My brother, I think, grew up with Goku in his teens. But yeah, personally, I'm more of a Superman kind of guy. Don't get me wrong, Goku is awesome, but like Superman was very much the pinnacle of comic books. So I definitely got to give it to Superman there. And yes, Harp, I'll give you the link. Uh, okay. Okay. So just gonna post it on my Twitter right now, in case you're wondering. I'm live now. And by the way, as I said before, feel free to ask me anything relating to any topic. Silent Hill or Resident Evil? I'm going to be honest right now, I have not played either. But I do know that both are pretty prominent horror titles. Maybe I'll play them someday. But right now, I really can't really give. Really cannot give an opinion on whether I like Silent Hill or Resident Evil more. I'll let you know what if I do play them, Crow. And yes, anything, anything, Harp. You can ask me anything. Hold on a second. And we are back. All right. Ask me anything that has to do with anything, guys. Sky's the limit. And just like that, we are most likely. Mortal Kombat main. All right. That is a very good question. I normally go for any co-star, for any guest star in Mortal Kombat. So yeah, I'm a fan of crossovers, and very much I love. I just love doing the guest stars, man. So Spawn would be for 11 because I love Spawn, and I'm pretty sure for one for Mortal Kombat 1 right now is right now I'm more leaning towards Peacemaker or Omni-Man, but I haven't played in a while because my audio is a little bit glitchy on there, where the audio for the dialogue doesn't work for some reason. So yeah, I'm trying to get that fixed for over 5 months. It's crazy. And Harp wants to know my biggest hot take. Oh boy, where do I even begin? Excuse me. Okay. I'll have you know, Harp, my biggest hot takes in general have gotten me into a lot of trouble. So much so that I've been kicked out of a community just for giving a hot take. To be fair, the community I was kicked out of was already toxic. So it was inevitable. It was bound to happen. And you know what? I'm happy for it. Because otherwise, I don't think I would have been able to leave the rest of my life with as much clarity as I have now, which is great. I'm able to think clearly. My biggest hot take, as for what it is, gosh, it's so much that it's really hard to name them all. If I were to be specific on a particular hot take that I've had, okay, let's see what I've. Star Wars or Star Trek? I'd say Star Wars, since I have not really been that old into Star Trek. I know Star Trek is big, it's popular, and good for it. And, there is always the meme of Leonard Nimoy basically kind of splitting his fingers. By the way, did you know he was Jewish? So that's cool. But yeah, I've personally been more of a Star Wars guy. But I will admit that it's definitely gone to crap right now because Disney's screwing everything up. Is it just us here at the moment, Crow? Just have to be sure about that. Like, comment if you're still here, just so I know. All right. Wow, this is a pretty lonely live stream. And again, it's not like oh no, Harp, it's okay. Look, man, I'm still very glad that you're here. So, like, I'm glad anyone showed up at all. So there's that. And yeah, I'm just hoping more people show up over time. Which I hope happens. I wonder if Delta will show up eventually, or maybe even Choopy. Who knows? Okay. So, any other questions you guys have? When did I start? That is a very good question. I started when back in middle school, mainly. I had always loved to draw, and it very much got me very interested in making characters and stuff. So I started drawing in middle school. I still have the old drawings that I have, but they're back in my house at the moment, so I can't really show them just yet. But I never drew the same way as I do now. Like, you see the way I draw now, and it's far more different than how I drew back then. I believe I was told that I used to draw like hands as if they were like chicken wings or something. Man, such crazy times. And I always gave my characters like more than 5 fingers, because let's face it, hands are very hard to draw. They're very difficult to draw. And you know what? Yeah, that basically kind of sums it up. I started since middle school, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So there's your answer, Harp. Now, I'm still wondering who else can make it. Thanks, Harp. It means a lot. Like, it just goes to show that people like my work. Oh my gosh, indeed you do, Harp. Also, hey, Tech Boy. Tech Boy's here. That's cool. It's nice to see you here. Who else is here? Let me see who else is here. Am I able to see who else is here? No, I'm not able to see who exactly is watching my stream at this very moment. But you know what? That's fine. I got 3 people now. So I believe it is Crow, Tech Boy, and you, Harp, who are all here at the moment. So as the rules state about this live stream, have I ever met a DW host? No, not exactly. I wish I have. I wish I did, but all I can say that same. Anyways, so if you're wondering what Tech is actually referring to, he's referring to the Daily Wire. Yes, I am actually very conservative, and yeah, I can say that Siaka Black Jeremy follows me. So, and we've been going through a back and forth a bit. We're pretty close right now. We're pretty tight, which is cool. And it goes to show that you can achieve your dreams of being friends with those who you view in a very high respect, which is amazing, you know? It's basically being like going to Disneyland, except Disneyland is actually the magical place it used to be, rather than now where they just have a bunch of stuff I cannot say on YouTube, assuming they're even paying attention. Because I'm just beginning on my journey. But yeah, it's not a very magical place like it used to be back in Disneyland. Oh my gosh, no way. 5 people now. Hello, welcome to the stream. Introduce yourselves a bit, man. Or guys, anyone? This is a stream where you can ask me anything. So feel free to ask away. Ask me anything. And yes, there is a reason why I'm not showing my face. That is for safety procedures, because I cannot reveal my face just yet. Favorite Daily Wire host? I could say my favorite DW host is actually, I think it's Ben Shapiro, in my opinion. Pretty solid guy. I think he was the first one I actually followed more closely. Yeah. He was the first one I followed definitely carefully, and still remains so. If you were to learn about who I listened to first, second, and third, and then, of course, people got mad at you for it, man. Like, nowadays, you can't really say your political opinions in public anymore because, like, yeah, people are just not that tolerant anymore. And damn it, we've lost 2 people. Oh well. Anyways, favorite congressman. I don't pay attention to congressmen, honestly. But you know, I I guess I could say one of my favorite congressmen is what am I saying? I already told you that I don't really pay attention to the congressman. All that really matters to me is that whoever it is, they can do the job. If they can do the job, then that's good. Just stick to that, and then we're all fine. Just do your job. I don't care who you are. As long as you're a good one, you're a good one. I don't care. Just do your job. But for the sake of the audience, Tech Boy, I recommend that you don't just stick to politics. Because as much as I do have kind of a bad habit on talking about it whenever it's brought up, sometimes we gotta like make sure that everyone else can at least have like some decent conversation about other things too. You know, I'm sure you'd understand, man. After all, we are all we're all here for the very reason of helping me succeed. Anyways, so other questions that we got here, feel free to ask. Actually, I wonder. Just give me a minute. What should I say to the people who say that Israel's demonic? That is a good question. Ask them if they can actually prove it. Because last I checked, I mean, I'm a Jew here, so not to toot my own horn, but last I checked, Jesus Christ was a Jew. Mary was a Jew. Christianity didn't appear until far, far later after Christ's death. Whether or not he is, in fact, the incumbent and the Messiah, I'm not really allowed to say that he is, nor do I really believe that. But whether or not if he is, we'll find out at the end. However, if it is the case that you get my point, the point is you gotta prove what you say. Don't just point fingers and say it. Now, I recommend, as I said, Tech, probably shouldn't just rely on politics here because I'm definitely losing viewers, even if they're very low in number. Thank you. Thoughts on people like Courtney Neal? I have no idea what even that is about. You're going to need to do something that everyone knows about, man. Like I cannot really answer questions on topics I have no idea what they're even about. Oh, thank God Harp didn't leave. Okay. I thought you left, Harp. Thank God you didn't. Um, favorite video game and movie. I'm not one to pick favorites. I hate picking favorites, honestly. But if I had to, if I had to recommend a game or a movie right now, I could definitely recommend. If you've heard of the game Miitopia, a Nintendo game actually. Um, it's basically an RPG where you basically decide. Yeah, that's good. Where you basically decide the story and the destiny, not the overall destiny, because like there's obviously a set story, but you get to set the cast of the characters, and it's honestly I think one of the best games out there. Has a niche fan base, and it's probably the most well behaved fan bases out there. So I would definitely recommend playing that game if you ever get the chance. And by the way, Harp, you'll uh, you'll definitely get a kick out of it because you'll be able to actually make your own OCs within the game. And yes, you'll be able to make Overgrown. You'll be able to make Thorns in the game. And the best part is they all have you're able to make them all different sorts of things like thieves, chefs, or even your average pop star, which I think Veronica would definitely be fitting for that. Like I'll definitely link it to you, man, because it's that great of a game. You'd love the story. You'd love the characters are basically whoever you want them to be. Uh, but yeah, it's an amazing game. I would recommend it to anyone. As for movie, oh my god, what is a movie that I have very fond memories with? Um, if you've heard of Treasure Planet, it was this older Disney movie back in their more experimental era where they based it off of this movie and book known as Treasure Island, except they made it all sci-fi and it was really cool. I'm not going to give too much of the plot of the movie, but I would highly recommend Treasure Planet. Amazing movie, stellar soundtrack. You've seen the Matt Walsh teen dating video. I think I have. You're gonna have to link me that to that one, Tech. For now, I'm not sure if I have, and if I haven't or have, I'll let you know. Um, but yeah, let's make sure other people are also able to ask questions. Oh, oh, yeah. Then I probably haven't seen it. You might want to DM it to me. Then just DM it to me, man. It should be funny. I'll react to that when I can. Anyways, So, still just the two of us here at the moment. Favorite food? I'm a very big fan of dairy. So, I cannot really, as I said, I hate picking favorites. But if I had to pick a particular food, I would definitely relate it to the dairy category. However, like I also do have my favorite picks in meat, but since I'm Jewish, I can't really have dairy and meat together. So yeah, there's that. And I've been told that I'm not really missing out on anything. And I especially hear that it's not really healthy actually to have dairy and meat together. Which, by the way, I could definitely make a video talking about kosher all the way through. Um, but I could definitely sum it up like this: it is a spiritual diet that the Jewish people have been following ever since they were given the 613 good deeds that you can do, or rather, laws of the Jewish people at Mount Sinai. If you've heard the story. Oh, wait a minute. Now I see why. Now I see why one of our viewers can't really isn't really there at the moment. Okay, try it now. Comment, can you make it? Okay, just helping Crow make it to the stream. Anyways, who else is here? Mind if I ask that whoever's here, please comment. I would love to hear your questions for me. I know Tech is here. I know Harp is here. Who else is here? Alrighty. So, that being said, what else can we talk about here? Any other questions that we may have for the person in question? What inspires you? That is a good question. I guess it's the idea of what inspires me would be the sort of the idea of if I fail, I will have not achieved my purpose. Restarting. And it very much scares me in a sense that if I were to fail, I'll have gone to heaven and done nothing with my life. And I want to also make sure that how do I put this? It's going to sound a bit narcissistic coming out of me, but I don't want to die forgotten. I don't want to die just some NPC. I want to be somebody. And that very much drives me every day to go all out, do whatever I need to do. And I want to make people happy while simultaneously just seeing my enemies just suffer. Reasonably, of course, because, there are evil people out there. And there are good people too. Like, I want to make sure that I can help people and inspire those, Otherwise, I don't really think I can say that nothing doesn't inspire me. In fact, lots of things inspire me. I guess it's just the question is what specifically. And that I really don't have a true answer for. But if I do, I'll come back to you on that one, Harp. Because that is a good question. And it's definitely something I should be thinking about. And then there were two. Two people. Wow, we were up to 5 and now we're back to 2. It's going to be one hell of a push, isn't it? Oh man, I hear that, man. Yeah. And you know what? I feel like I should be able to answer these questions, especially since I'm basically striving to be the person I want to be in the future. The person I want to be in the future is basically this sort of very big entrepreneur in a sense. Basically, this most important guy in the entertainment industry. I should be able to answer these questions, and yet I can't. Right now, at least. Someday I will. Someday. All right. All righty. Any other questions? Because I plan on pushing this thing as far as I can push it. But as I said, it's kind of awkward just having only 2 people here. So let's see. Yeah, I wish so too. But like, I guess it has to do with the fact that I'm sort of a new face to them, and people don't often have the patience to try new things sometimes. And especially since some people. Oh, hey! Okay, that's awesome. Another one of my friends just arrived here. Hey, Kuma. So just to catch him up, I'm doing a Q&A for those who want to know about me a little bit more. So feel free to ask me anything, and I mean anything. All right. Had to make sure if another person would be able to make it. Apparently, not at the moment. Probably should have picked a better time to stream it all. Oh well. I guess I could probably do a part 2 of this. Anyways, so for the 3 of you that are here, feel free to ask me anything. As I said, anything goes. Just try to make sure not to start a fight in the comment section about anything. I wouldn't want that. No one would want that. Ugh, excuse me. Okay. So, let's see. All right. So, I guess I could talk about something else about myself. You know what? Yeah, let's talk about some of my characters, since I feel like that's something that you would definitely be interested in, Harp, as well as a lot of the people who are following me. They like to follow me mainly for my characters and such, either my characters, my political takes. But let's start with my characters, since I know that's definitely going to be the least controversial and I think a good starting point. So, one of my characters, as you know, honestly shares my namesake, Thunder Kid. He is very much loosely based off of myself, from his secret identity to his looks, his personality. in a sense, he's just basically me slapped onto the role of the main character, which sounds narcissistic when you first think about it. But in reality, I mainly based it off of the fact that I would play this character as, as sort of the scenario that would always play in my head whenever something wasn't going the way I wanted it to. Or if I had this cool little idea in my head that I wanted to further develop, Thunder Kid would be the persona that I'd put on. And it got me thinking, could I potentially make a story out of this that everyone would want to hear? So far, a lot of people seem to be very invested in the character, which is great. I'm very happy that people are very invested. And yeah, someday I'm going to get fan art all over. Some being truly great works of art. I think my favorite one had to be from, let's see, had to be from Choopy, I think, actually. Choopy 14, yeah. Great guy. Love his work. In fact, I was very happy when he said that he actually was planning on making a little piece of work regarding my character. And I think it happens to be my favorite piece. It's on Twitter, actually. All you have to do is just look up on his account and then find me. Very interesting stuff, Akuma. But definitely try to keep things on topic here. We're doing questions and answers, man. So if you have anything you want to know about me, go ahead and ask. But, try not to derail the topic all too much. This isn't me trying to be a spotlight hog here. But, yeah, I'm just saying, come on, stick to the topic. Anyways. And thank you, Harp, for reposting my thing. I definitely hope more people show up. Anyways, so what can I say else? Oh, yeah. So Thunder Kid is basically loosely based on me. We're talking about characters of mine. And who else can I mention? I could definitely also mention Gooby. I'm pretty sure you've seen him actually a couple of times. He is the pale alien that I've created. Yeah, pale alien that is basically usually sometimes with Thunder Kid a lot. That character was originally created as sort of a joke at first that I did for myself because I've seen like me characters, like Mii's and the Wii. So I've seen people like create these sort of like alien creatures on the Mii channel and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I think I can do better. I'll answer your question in a second, Akuma. So Gooby was originally made as a joke. he became more and more. I became more and more attached to the character the more I sort of experimented with him. And eventually I got something that really evolved beyond my wildest expectations. And yeah, now I have an alien character who happens to be, I think, a pretty big fan favorite among my OCs. Um, Obviously, someone I should be respecting more, no doubt, and I should be giving him more and more time in the spotlight. And that's bound to be something I do eventually. Anyways, how did I get into versus debating? How I got into versus debating is honestly a very interesting question. It started off with me kind of being a fan of Death Battle, the online show that went independent after Rooster Teeth shut down, which I'm going to be honest, um, was kind of deserving of it because they just completely ran their company into the ground. Um, in case you're wondering, Harp, that is definitely one of my biggest hot takes out there. That I believe Rooster Teeth deserved the fate it got because it completely ruined a lot of its shows, especially RWBY. So yeah, there's the answer to that question. As for why I got into versus debating, Death Battle was definitely a big reason as to why. Um, but the overall who would win aspect, I don't think is what people hate about me when it comes to the versus community. They hate me because I don't agree with them. Well, how do you mean, Akuma? Because I was saying that they hate me because I don't agree with them on a lot. Um, and yeah, very much so. That was the community I was kicked out of. It was a pretty it was a very much uncalled for sort of thing that happened, but it happened nonetheless. Can we really blame ourselves for it? No, not really. Blame whoever it is to blame, but at the end of the day, like you two have some fault in there. I kind of contradicted myself on there, but okay. Um, yeah, that makes sense. Anyways, so yeah, Harp, you're still there? Anyways, as I'm waiting for his response, I might as well see who else. I might as well see who else can potentially join. Because, as I said, it's kind of awkward just being here with just two people. All right. Let's see. Who else I can. Yeah, that's very hard. Thank you. Okay. So I know you're still here. Still wondering who else can potentially make it. Okay. But yeah, okay. Thanks, Harp. And it really means well, especially since we're friends. Amazing stuff, man. Anyways, so yeah, here I am, still still alive, still breathing. And yeah, yeah, I definitely agree on that one, Akuma. Rooster Teeth definitely got what it was coming to it, and Warner Brothers did too. Can I truly blame everyone there for it? No, who knows? Because I think Monty would have been very disappointed with how Ruby is nowadays. Poor Monty, man, because that guy made a great series, and it's just fallen off so bad. Like I could just stand here complaining about it all day, but we'd get nowhere. So yeah, since I mentioned that you can ask me anything about anything, um, feel free to also ask me about my OCs because those also exist about me, and they'll definitely play a very important role within my comic series when that officially gets made, which I hope it does. I'm just still looking for a crew. And yes, that Ruby. Um, so yeah, Harp. I'm sure you've heard that Rooster Teeth has fallen, and oh yeah, you do, Kuma. So, oh my gosh, excuse me. So yeah, that Ruby, to be exact, Harp. In my opinion, it is a great series, but it has fallen off to such a degree that I personally just feel bad for Monty because that guy made such a great series, and then Rooster Teeth themselves just goes beyond what possibly can exceed the limits and just ruins the franchise in so many ways that I don't think I'd be allowed to say it right here, right now, because we got a third person here. Hello, welcome to the stream. Feel free to introduce yourself and ask me anything. So, in terms of that, Harp, I would recommend that you watch. If I were to go into why and how it fell off, yeah, Akuma's right about that. And as for why it fell off, Harp, let's just say they started catering to the wrong crowd. They started catering to shippers, which we all know how toxic the shipping community can be. And they have done it in a way that is very much terrible and makes no sense whatsoever. They also started derailing the characters a lot, where they started actually behaving in ways that are really out of character. And they just started adding a bunch of things that really didn't need to be added. Like, it just got terrible. Like, you could see so many videos that probably elaborate on the argument far better than I can, and they'll all basically say the same thing, except better, in terms of what I'm saying right now. Like, there are people who are genuinely angry with these steps that RWBY has taken right now, and they want change, which is why I said when Viz Media purchased RWBY as the franchise, I said step one, just reboot the entire thing, reboot it. Just keep the stuff that just keep the essentials, but just reboot the entire thing. Just tell the entire story all over again. And make those actual changes that Rooster Teeth did, which were the dumb moves, just toss those out the window and make good moves. Like, stick to the characters. Don't try to promote shipping in any like weird way. Like, my God, the shipping thing was definitely like the thing that pushed me over the edge. Because it just wasn't necessary, man. It just wasn't necessary at all. And I don't want to spend this entire live stream just, excuse my French, bitching about it. But it is what it is, man. And someday, like, I hope RWBY is able to find its way back on track. It needs to. Otherwise, I don't see a future for it. It does, man. It really does. Like, don't get me wrong. There are times when having a certain couple happen, it could actually benefit the plot to the show. But if you're solely going to rely on the show's success based on a ship, then that just ruins it for everyone. Like, if you're going to do it based on solely fan service in shipping, like, let's face it, fan service in anime works all the time because anime girls are sexy. That's just a hard truth. But yeah, shipping just ruins it for everyone. It's a terrible practice just relying on shipping in order to succeed. And hopefully this practice will fall out of favor. So far it has been, up to the point where people are saying that they don't want romance in their shows at all, which, to be fair, this could definitely be a good thing and a bad thing. It's a dialectic where something is true and not true at the same time. Like, yes, it's good that people are tired of shipping, but we shouldn't be tired of it up to the point where we don't want it in there at all. Because to some extent, certain couples can actually either make or break the story. For example, you have Romeo and Juliet. That's like a ship as old as time itself. That couple is very vital to the story. And without it, I don't think the story would have ended the way it had, nor would have the events that have taken place within it really have happened at all. So there is a certain place in storytelling for romance and such, but you have to do it right. And more importantly, you also need to make sure you're not really trying to preach anything at all, nor are you basically using it. Yes. Yes, that is definitely true. The UN, the United Nations can just go. The United Nations can go to hell, man. Like they're just a cesspool of terrible people. I mean, probably not everyone in the UN is as bad as I'm saying, but most of the time they're just a bunch of terrible people. Specifically in the higher ups there. Someday, I hope that things get better there. Is it bound to happen anytime soon? Probably not. But for now, that's what we got. Anyways, let's see what else we got here. Any other questions? Because as I said, I'm down. I'm down to answer whatever you got. Just gonna ask my friend a question right now, and then waiting for you guys. Alrighty. So let's see what else we got here. So I asked earlier about the Eggman. I asked about the Eggman versus Bowser death battle. Was that awesome or what? Okay, so Harp, you think of a question while I answer Akuma right here. To be fair, the Eggman versus Bowser death battle was something I didn't really care all that much about, but it wasn't a bad episode. Like, ask me what the worst one was, and I'll definitely give an honest to God answer. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! If you've been following me for a long time, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But moving on from that entirely, um, the show, the episode in question that Akuma here is mentioning, I mean, it wasn't bad. I definitely enjoyed it to a fair amount. And you know what? I think Death Battle should definitely make more episodes that aren't based on just what the fans want. Like this one was definitely based on what the fans want all the time. Um, there is definitely a limit to how much you should be appealing to them. Well, yes, appealing to your fans is important. I don't think it's very healthy though to appeal to them 24/7. Because say they ask for something that is completely out of line and out of character for something for you to do. If you do it, then you're kind of screwing yourself over because you're basically just letting your fans decide everything for you. And I don't think that's very healthy as a creator, which is why you got to sometimes just put your foot down and say no. Like, no, I'm not doing this. There's no way that I should be letting my fan base just determine everything about my franchise. Otherwise, what kind of person would I be? I'd just be someone without a backbone. You got to have a backbone when you're a creator. And that's a very important lesson that I think every creator should have and know deep down in their hearts. Otherwise, I don't see them succeeding anytime in the future. And hell, if that happens to be the case for me, then what kind of creator would I be? That's a mistake I make sometimes. Yeah, like everyone's kind of guilty in a sense. For example, as I said, Rooster Teeth started appealing to the wrong side of the fan base far far too well when it came to what they did, and it was so bad that they're basically out of business now. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Rooster Teeth is basically the example of what you should not do when it comes to your fan base. Definitely appeal to them, but know where the line should not be crossed. Otherwise, you're going to make a big mistake someday if you just appeal to your fans all the time with every single request that they make, which would absolutely be just terrible. So yeah, you're always going to want to be sure that you don't appeal to the wrong things. Anyways, so Harp, if you want to find a good question, you could ask me about any of my OCs, by the way. That's a little bit of a hint there if you want to ask me about anything. You can ask me about that. You can ask me about anything, as I said. So, that being said, let's see. What else? Who else should I be able to invite? Akuma, you're talking about the promo teaser for the Adult Swim thing you did once, right? Remind me. Yeah, I did actually like it. It's pretty nice. And it's actually pretty cool that you were even on Adult Swim in some particular way at all. Like, it's pretty cool. And you know what? I think Adult Swim does a very good job with actually appealing to their fan base without making too much concessions to them, which is pretty good. I can see Adult Swim lasting a long time, unlike Cartoon Network, which how do you feel about 1,000 V-Bucks kicks? Oh, where do I even begin? I knew that the sneakers in Fortnite were definitely going to be the biggest scam of the century. Like, I called it deep down. Like, I knew full well that Fortnite would do something as ballsy as that. I just didn't think that they'd go all out like that. Oh my god. However, they better make the buckle my shoe Nike kicks. You know the meme where it's like 1, 2, buckle my shoe, 3, 4, buckle some more, 5, 6, Nike kicks. They better make those. Oh yeah, Cartoon Network is not in a good spot right now. But more on that later because you got me on the Fortnite kicks right now. The Fortnite kicks are just they better make the buckle my shoe Nike kicks or I'm not investing in any of those kicks right now unless they make those kicks. Nike better make them. I want those buckle my shoe Nike kicks. It would be funny. Yeah, oh my god. Uh, other than that, in terms of the Nike kicks, what else? What other kicks would I want in Fortnite? I'd want Shrocs. You know, Shrek Crocs. Crocs based on Shrek, which, yes, are a real thing. And they're really cool, actually. Like, I'd want Shrocs. But on to Cartoon Network because, as we've said, they are not in a good spot right now. And you know what? At the end of the day, I think if they do continue down the path that they're going, like they'll have had it coming. Because first you have Steven Universe not being something that everyone particularly likes, despite what multiverses will have told you. Like, yes, the fan base for Steven Universe is pretty huge, but they're not good people. Like, 1,000 V-Bucks for shoes. Kind of stupid. I'd be surprised if you could notice them that much, to be honest. Yeah. Oh my gosh. More on that. More on that later. But yeah, Steven Universe fan base can definitely not get any worse than it already is right now. Probably can, actually, now that I think about it. But moving on from that and back to 1,000 V-Bucks kicks. Because let's face it, nobody really looks down at your shoes. I mean, if they do, then good for them. And simultaneously, I hear you can actually tell a lot about someone by their shoes. I believe I learned that from the movie Wonder. Good movie. Definitely recommend it. Anyways, what else do I got here? So yeah, I have that. What else do I got? So yeah, are we just going to talk about like Cartoon Network falling ever so steadily, and Fortnite's Nike kicks that are like worth probably over 1,000 V-Bucks? Dear God, that was probably the worst decision they could possibly make. Yo, we should probably make Fortnite kicks. Oh boy, how much are we going to sell them for? 1,000 V-Bucks. Billy, that is the stupidest idea I've ever heard. Let's do it. Oh my God. But yeah. Yeah, they're definitely going to be a flex for people dumb enough to buy them. And simultaneously, I'd probably just say to Epic, be like, hey, if you're going to sell these at all, you might as well have them not rotate out of the shop at all. Just make their own little section, and then just leave them there, and let people buy them whenever they want. Don't even just rotate them out. Just leave them there so that people can see, what do I want to wear today? And then they just suggest, I don't know, the shark slippers they made. Which, to be fair, the shark slippers actually look pretty cool. Otherwise, yeah, I'd say the shoes are a lost cause, and they're probably just be in the locker, just collecting dust. Unless you're using them for like your OCs, for like your OC based like sort of skins or something. Like, if I were to say that I were to say that like any sort of character looks like me in Fortnite that has to do with skins, Perfect Patroller. You can find that on the wiki or the Fortnite.gg. That character actually looks like me the most. In fact, I'm just going to pull it up right now. I know you can't see it since my camera's off and such, and I'm not really showcasing my. They need to lower the camera in Fortnite so people can see the shoes. The moment's the game where you can't even see your feet in the game. Too true. Oh my god. Yeah. That is so true. Back in the day, CN used to have the best shows on the planet, bar none. Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack. Back when Toonami arrived in 1997, the scene was on the scene it was on, bruh. Yeah, definitely. Good shows were definitely back then in the early 2000s and the late 1990s. I personally grew up in an era of Cartoon Network where it was mainly the 2010s. My favorite show in particular, bar none when it comes to Cartoon Network shows, is Uncle Grandpa. I love that show to death. The creator might be someone I don't agree with in terms of morality. I hope that's not the case, but otherwise, I'm willing to forgive him because Uncle Grandpa is probably the most cartoonish cartoon on the show on Cartoon Network. And you know what? Like with shows that like rely so much on stories, like people rely on a story based series far too much nowadays. They can't even just laugh at a show like SpongeBob anymore, where it's where each episode is basically its own story. And they sort of forget that like a cartoon doesn't need to follow that sort of principle where every episode is a bigger story. That's sort of where I got angry with a lot of the people that actually really hated Uncle Grandpa for some reason. It was a stupid reason that they hated it. And you know what? People are realizing that now and they're apologizing, which is great. Oh my gosh, Uncle Bill. Yeah, in case you're wondering what Akuma's talking about, that was the controversy that got me kicked out of the Versus community. Which, by the way, my opinion on that actually aged far better than what we actually got. Story for another day, but I'll say that much. It was a fun time. Anyways. Anyways, so what else can I say? What else can we talk about here? Since we're still here. By the way, for the third person here, come on, man, feel free to introduce yourself. Like we don't bite. Like chat, do we bite here? I doubt we do. Otherwise, that's not good. Biting is not okay. Ooh. Wait a minute. Is it just... Oh, no. Now I'm only down to one person. Yes, I have. I have watched Avatar: The Last Airbender. Amazing series. I recommend it to anyone. And you know what? I was actually very upset when Sokka didn't make it into Fortnite. I can guarantee everyone was. And it is kind of weird that they made two sort of skins for Aang when they honestly didn't really need to. All they needed was just one, and then you could have the other one just be an alt. It was weird. And the same deal with Captain Jack Sparrow, because like you didn't have Will Turner in from Pirates of the Caribbean. You had, yeah. So there's that. Damn it, we're only on one. It's just us here, Harp. Oh my god. Oh man, that's yeah. Sokka is a great character. Like I truly just love the guy. He's amazing. He deserves far better. Anyways, so so Harp, since we're the only ones here, uh, anything you want to anything you want to discuss? Anything else you want to talk about? Because yeah, we're kind of the only ones here right now. Just sad, but you know, it is what it is. Oh man, what a mood. So you know what? I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see who else here can potentially make it. Uh, I'm here too, and if there's anyone who was, check out my. Here's the link to Thunder. It's controversial. Oh, what is my opinion on pineapple on pizza? It is a sin, man. It is just a big sin to put your fruit on pizza like that. Oh my god. But why is this why are we normalizing putting fruit on pizza? Like that is like putting marshmallows on pizza, which I hear that's a thing for some reason. Why would anyone put marshmallows on pizza or pineapples on pizza? Did you know that, like I also hear that recently people have been trying to put kiwis on pizza. And it's just no. Don't do that, man. Don't ruin pizza. Honestly, it's kind of a controversial take here, but I don't believe in toppings on pizza. Like, I genuinely don't believe in toppings at all. I'm in. Yeah. Oh man. But you know what? Even if I did want toppings on my pizza, it's not like I would have been able to have pepperoni anyways, because I can't have dairy with meat. It's not allowed according to the Torah, as they call it in Hebrew. But as they say, don't worry, I'm not really missing out on much. And besides, I hear it's actually very unhealthy to even have anything remotely relating to dairy and meat together in one sitting. Anyways, so what else do we got here? Like, for some reason, yeah, I can't. It says so in the Bible for the Jews. It says, "Thou shalt not eat meat with the milk of its mother," which is meant to be sort of a spiritual term saying, basically, think of it as a way that if you were to do it, it's kind of double disrespect to the animals themselves. Where we're not vegans. I'm not saying that I support veganism or anything, because let's face it, you got to have your protein, and God allowed us to eat meat after the events of Noah. But we're not allowed to have dairy and meat together because God told us so. And you know what? There even is scientific reasons as to why we shouldn't even be doing so. And yes, you did, Akuma. You did mention that you're playing Killer Instinct right now. But yeah, I can't have dairy and meat together. Not now, not ever, because it would be a very, very bad thing. And according to the laws of kosher, you are what you eat. Which, as I said, I might as well go into the aspects of kosher in another video, or perhaps in another time, one way or another. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, what else would you like to know? And heck, it could even be on my religion. In fact, like many people would say, like, "Oh no, you shouldn't be asking about religion. It's kind of offensive." But no, I'm down with it. Ask me anything, man, and I'll answer to the best of my ability. In fact, while you guys think of another question to ask, I'm gonna go get myself a Pepsi real quick, since I only have Pepsis at the moment. Is the Torah and the Bible the same thing? In a way, yes, but I would also, but however, I wouldn't say the Gospels are necessarily the Bible. According to the Jews, that is, because the Jews don't exactly believe in the ideologies of not the ideologies. What am I saying? We don't believe the idea about Christ and such. I mean, we do believe that he exists, but we don't believe that he is exactly who the Gospels say that he is, where they say that he's basically the biological son of God somehow, and he was born of an 100% virgin, because it has to do with the aspect of how you basically sort of view him in a sense, because Hold on a second. That was a soda. The reason why we cannot believe in him is mainly because you guys, the Christians, have basically turned him into a god of some sort. And that's not really something that us Jews are very fond of, because we believe that God does not need a physical form in order for us to believe in him or for him to exist. He doesn't need that at all. So God doesn't need a physical form. And if that's the case, if he didn't need it, why did he all of a sudden make one anyways? It really wouldn't make sense to us. And maybe it is to sort of like further the belief in God in a sense, but there's also the argument that if you do have the proof of it, and it's like, okay, so what? God exists. Oh, wow. Like, it kind of just destroys the aspect of belief. If you have the evidence that it happened, then ooh, do you think some or most anime could be blasphemous towards God? Like I heard Jesus is a JoJo, like Joshua ben Joseph. I think if they do it for the sake of just storytelling, if they're not saying it as if it were 100% facts. So JoJo, I don't really consider to be exactly blasphemous because, let's face it, it's fiction. Good fiction, but still fiction nonetheless. As for Harp, yeah, religion is pretty confusing. And according to the Jews, actually, there is something for the non-Jews that they have known as the 7 Commandments of Noah, which is 7 of the 10 commandments that non-Jews are basically supposed to have, where it's basically the concept where you need to know God. Thou shalt not have any other God before you. Honor thy father and mother. Is that part of the 7th? Give me a minute. Okay, wait a minute. 7 Commandments of Noah. There we go. What are the 7 Commandments of Noah? Theology and Jewish law. Okay. So, you're not allowed to, there's only one God that you're, so 1, I am your God. Thou shalt not have any other God before me. You shall not murder. You shall not steal. You shall not engrave in adultery. Idolatry is bad, which don't lie, also, which has to go under blasphemy. And you cannot eat and you cannot be cruel. That is the 7 Commandments of Noah. Also, I have to go soon. My bedtime. And I have school tomorrow. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I understand that, Harp. You had fun so far, though, no? As long as you had fun, I think that's all that matters, really. So yeah, that's the 7 Commandments of Noah. And I'm just hoping that there will at least still be people online Sweet. I knew you would, Harp. Anyways. So is there anyone else here that would like to ask some questions? Thank you, Harp. It means a lot to me. Okay. Anyways, so let's see what else we got here. So we got So 2 concurrent viewers, 8 views, chat rate 2. Oh, I see. So that being the case, let's see what else we can do here. For anyone still online, any other questions you want to know? Excuse me. All right. So oh, that's sweet. All right. I guess we'll talk tomorrow then, Harp. See you then. Okay. All righty. You're still on, right, Akuma? Okay, good. All right. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. Anyways. Awesome. Anyways, as I said, just feel free to ask whatever you feel like asking, because I'm going to be here for quite a while, until 12 maybe. Anyways, all right. So as we probably are still here, I mean, for those of us that are still here, Thank you for those of you who actually showed up. It really means a lot to me. And yeah, I do hope that we could still give me a minute. Damn it. What happened? There we go. Didn't I already do that with you? With you, Kuma? I already joined your project. So yeah, you got nothing to worry about there. So I might as well also ask, how is Nuke Brother doing? Because I haven't heard from him in like God knows how long. Kind of missed the guy too. So if you can answer me on that, I know this was meant to be a Q&A with me, but you know, eh. Anyways, so just answer me on the question, and yeah, I guess we can probably move on and call it a night afterwards. Alrighty, Nuke is doing fine, I'm sure. I'm sure doing good verses of his own. Rumble is still finding people for fatal fights. The drama never ends in the versus community. But yeah, I guess that's just what happens when you're part of the versus community. Things tend to happen. It's inevitable, but it is what it is. Anyways, I think I'll call it a night for now. So yeah, lots of people that I oh, neat. So yeah, I think I'll call it a night since not many people showed up, which is sad, but yeah, talk to you tomorrow. Come on. Anyways, this has been fun. For those of you that made it here at all, thank you. It really made my day, night. And yeah, maybe I'll try this again on Sunday and see if it works any better. For now, this is Thunder Kid, over and out.